Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video. And I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, so today was the first day of padded practice for the Giants. And I really thought that besides the practice being padded and that, everything happening that way, and, a couple of guys coming back, I thought that this would be a fairly quiet day because we're not going to make any more moves as far as free agency on this particular day. I doubted it. I didn't think anything major would happen. I thought it would just be a regular day at the office for the players. I thought everything would pretty much be normal. But as the day started to unfold, first off, the news comes out that says Todd Davis, the linebacker who just signed with the Giants on, I think, Friday. He just signed with the Giants on Friday. I think he hasn't even ran a lap yet. He hasn't even practiced yet, I'm pretty sure. And now he's retired from football. So that was the first shocker. But, I mean, he was a depth player. I'm not really that concerned about him leaving the team. But he never really got to put on a jersey, and he's already retired now. So Todd Davis, I wish him well in the rest of his life. Hopefully he can find something he loves and something he's great at. But maybe he'll come back. Maybe he just didn't feel like running laps on a Joe Judge-led football team. But anyway, Todd Davis retired to start that off. So we're still kind of thin at middle linebacker, although I kind of have confidence in Carter Coughlin as that next inside linebacker behind your two starters. But beyond that, it was good to see that Blake Martinez took some of the reps with the first team because he was coming back off of that list. Kadarius Toney, he took some reps. He actually ran through some drills, some of the ladder drills with the receivers. He ran some routes and caught some passes from DJ. He actually caught a pass from Jason Garrett. And we got to see him fill some punts. So we finally got to see Kadarius Toney out there on the field. He still is not out there for 11 on 11. But the way he was looking, he looks like he's pretty much ready to get out there. We'll see how that goes for the next coming days. I'm not sure if tomorrow's practice is padded as well, but if it is, we'll see how he goes out there and plays with the rest of his team. But, I mean, Kadarius Toney, we finally got to see him out there. So I just thought that was worth mentioning. And then a series of events. I mean, these are events that I kind of expected besides the Todd Davis thing. A series of events jumps off. Kenny Golladay, we start the 11 on 11 drills, and he goes out and he, I think he ran an out route or something, and Tay Crowder broke up the pass. Kenny Golladay ended up dropping it, and the reason he dropped it because he was in pain. He immediately reached down and grabbed the back of his leg, grabbed his hamstring. Now, that's kind of scary because he does have that history of hamstring issues, and wide receivers all deal with that hamstring. I mean, whenever a wide receiver has that hamstring, it seems like it always comes back as an issue down the road. So I don't know how to feel about that. He immediately got back up and just started jogging. So maybe it was just a cramp. That's what I'm hoping for. Maybe it was just a slight tweak and nothing really to think about. But I hope that he did not re-aggravate the hamstring, because even if he's healthy, he's almost never going to be healthy with the hamstring injury. You have to give people a long time to recover from that before you can really just say, hey, go back out there and you're 100%. We saw what Daniel Jones dealt with last year with his hamstring, and he doesn't run on every play. Now, he runs, but not on every play. So that's something that we're going to have to look out for, because Kenny Golladay is our number one guy. He's been exciting so far in a couple of plays that he has made, and it would have been cool to watch him on 11 on 11 drills, but the first play he gets hurt. Or maybe this was 7 on 7, because they said as far as the 11 on 11, DJ didn't have any incompletions. But I'll get to that a little bit later on in the video. Right after the Kenny Golladay thing happens, I don't really see much happening. I think Sterling Shepard had a nice catch over on Darnay Holmes. So that was nice. He got open. He really got some separation on that route. I think that might have been individual one-on-ones, though. I didn't really see much interaction between the offensive line and the defensive line. I did see Matt Parrott kind of stonewalling Cam Brown. It was hilarious because Matt Parrott is this huge offensive tackle, 6'8", who knows how much he weighs now. And he just basically stonewalled Cam Brown. There was nothing he could do to get around him, kind of pancaked him. Hopefully he can do that to other teams because he really looks like a huge human being and he had perfect technique on that. So I just hope he can continue to repeat that over and over again. But I'll watch the training camp review that they upload on the Giants channel to see what happened specifically among, the one-on-one drills between the offensive line and defensive line with this padded practice, as well as the corners and the wide receivers, to see if there's something that we all missed out on that hasn't been released yet. But after all of this happened, they're running through drills. They're running through, an 11-on-11 drill. And I think they throw it to Corey Clement. He catches the ball. He kind of comes around the corner, and Xavier McKinney kind of lays him out. And Evan Ingram didn't like that hit. He felt it was too much. So Evan Ingram goes over and lays Xavier McKinney out. And then Logan Ryan sees Evan Ingram lay Xavier McKinney out. So he runs over and levels Evan Ingram. And they said it even looked like Evan Ingram for a second was hurt. So after that, everything goes crazy. It's like a slobber knocker. Everybody's fighting on the field. Everybody runs on the field. You got 90 players running all over the place. You got Daniel Jones at the bottom of the pile. And this is like, come on, man. You're the quarterback. Get out of the way. You're not supposed to be involved in this kind of stuff. He doesn't slide when he's on the field. He really doesn't care about being in danger as far as him being the quarterback. And of course, he was right in the middle of the scrum, right on the bottom of the pile. But, it ended up being some huge fight that broke out between the offense and the defense. Everybody's going crazy. And eventually, I guess it got broken up. I don't know who broke it up. We didn't hear anything about Nick Gates, which was kind of funny because usually every time you hear anything, everybody talks about what Nick Gates did because he always is looking for a reason to fight somebody. But of course, after that, Joe Judge completely lost his mind. He started making them run laps and was cursing them out and all types of. He was cursing them out basically for like 30 minutes, having them run gassers of the field, 100-yard sprint after 100-yard sprint after 100-yard sprint. And he said he didn't like how fast they were running it, so he kept making them run it. He also had, he actually didn't tell Saquon to come out there, but Saquon showing you how much of a leader he is. He actually went out there and ran with his teammates for those 100-yard sprints. So he did the punishment with them, and he wasn't even on the field. So I guess that was a silver lining from that, is that Saquon was leading that pack out in front of everybody else on those sprints. And he's not the fastest guy on the team. So John Ross, we're looking at you. Why weren't you in front of Saquon? But anyway, he was leading out on those sprints. And that's basically what they did for the rest of practice. I think it was about 10 minutes or 20 minutes of sprinting while Joe Judge is pacing, yelling at them, cursing them out because they basically got into an entire brawl in the middle of practice. And it was actually pretty funny to me. Everybody knows that you put all of these people on the field, all of these grown men on the field, there's going to be some fights. There's going to be a lot of testosterone. People are hitting each other. There's going to be fights. It happens every year. And just to watch the media overreact to it, the beat reporters just acting like something crazy happened, and then random fans of other teams just saying that Joe Judge has lost the team because there's a fight in training camp. Like, come on, man. I mean, did Tom Coughlin lose the team when Jeremy Shockey was fighting the Jets when we did that cross practice with them? So I'm not worried about that. It just shows that they're intense, that, they got their teammates back. And before you even have your whole teams back, you're going to have your units back. So that's what Logan Ryan had, and that's what Evan Ingram had. And I'm glad they could sort it out. And they're going to go back to being teammates at the end of the day. I'm not worried about it at all. Reporters were saying that Daniel Jones went 11 for 11, pretty much didn't have a pass touch the ground today in those drills because they haven't really been looking at anything besides the 11-on-11 drills this entire time. And they've been very critical of Daniel Jones. Logan Ryan said that the offense had their best day by far today. Evan Ingram, of course, showed up again big for Daniel Jones. He scrambled out to the right and found him down the sideline. I think on some crosser down the sideline. And DJ was flawless, 11 for 11, 3 touchdowns. Obviously no interceptions because he was 11 for 11. And he pretty much did his thing. David Sills also caught 2 touchdowns. I think he caught 1 from Mike Glennon. And Mike Glennon is going to let it fly. I know you guys are going to be singing David Sills' praises because Mike Glennon is probably going to let it fly deep into, in the preseason. I really think he's going to be taking a lot of deep shots in the preseason, and that's going to give a lot of these second, third level receivers a shot to make some big plays. But David Sills has been showing out. I haven't been a David Sills believer, but he has been showing out, and I got to give him props when I see it. I mean, he is built like Mac Jones, but he's catching passes, and he's at least showing that he can be a red zone threat, especially since Kenny Golladay wasn't out there. He probably got the same plays that Kenny Golladay would have gotten and actually caught 2 touchdowns in the red zone from Daniel Jones. So that's pretty much all I had for practice today. It was really eventful. A whole brawl broke out. Kenny Golladay, we don't know what's going on with him. Hopefully it was really tiny. It was a cramp and he'll be back tomorrow. If not, please let's not be crazy with this. Let him get that rest. Let him get healed before he comes out there again. Other than that, a regular day at the office. It was good to see some competition. David Sills stepping up. Evan Ingram stepping up. I mean, I cannot be mad at Evan Ingram. He's doing everything he's supposed to be doing. But you guys have a great rest of your day. Another day of practice in the books. I'm not sure if there is another practice tomorrow that is padded, but we'll see tomorrow. But you guys let me know what you think of everything that you saw or everything you heard from me today. And I'll catch you next time. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.